Hi everyone, it's me, Miss Yolanda, and we are going to talk about kitchen tools again. Things that we use in our kitchen to help us with cooking, preparing, and serving food. So today I'm going to talk about some of the ones we talked about last time, and I'm going to show you how we use some of them. So I have a cutting board here. Here's another big tool we use in the kitchen, and we use this for cutting, to cut things upon. All right, let's review some of our tools. Do you remember this one? Spatula. This one is good for flipping pancakes and cooking and serving. Spatula. Another type of spatula is called a silicone spatula. I talked about silicone last time, how a lot of tools are made out of silicone, because it's like a flexible rubber that doesn't melt the same way that this one would. So this one is made out of plastic. If I leave this one in a hot pan, the plastic is going to melt. If I leave this one in a hot pan, it's not going to melt. Spatulas. All right, we also talked about a lot of different spoons before. We have this one. Do you remember it? Wooden spoon. A wooden spoon is really good for mixing and serving. Another spoon we talked about is silicone spoon. Like a wooden spoon, but made of a different material, right? Silicone spoon. And what's cool about a silicone spoon is it is flexible, right? So the wooden spoon, I can scrape with it, but the silicone spoon, it bends, so it can really pick things up from a pan in a different way. We also talked about the slotted spoon and how it is really helpful with something in liquid, trying to take it out. So here I have some noodles. Ooh, I spilled a little water. Noodles with pasta. I can scoop out the noodles like this, and the water comes right out of the slots. Slotted spoon. Another type of spoon we talked about is a ladle. And the ladle is really good because it has a big bowl here. And it's great for soup or serving other kinds of things that are very liquidy, like this water. Ladle. What else did we talk about? Oh, this one. Our pasta spoon or spaghetti spoon. It works like a slotted spoon, but it has these prongs at the top that are really helpful for getting things like spaghetti. Pasta spoon. Whisk. It's great for mixing things together. Whisk. Ooh, my favorite one, baster. The baster is good for picking up a liquid and using it for cooking. So if I'm cooking a turkey, I can baste it in its own juice, or I can add sauce to the top of something. Baster. All right, what would be another fun one to do? Oh, here's a new one I didn't talk about last time. These are called tongs. Tongs are good for cooking, but also for serving. They can help you pick up something so you don't have to use your hands, and if it's hot. Tongs. Now, I brought this banana because I wanted to use a tool with it. Let me get my tool out and see if you remember what it's called. Come on, tool. My tool's a little stuck. Having trouble grabbing it. There we go. Do you remember this one? It's called masher. It's good for mashing. I'm going to mash up a banana because I want to make some banana bread today. So I have a nice brown banana. You see that? Smashing up my banana. And this is good for mashed potatoes or making guacamole even with avocados. You can mash up many different things. Masher. We also talked about something called a peeler. And a peeler has a blade right here that will peel the potato when you press against it. You see that? Peeler. All right, what else? Ooh, pizza cutter. Now the pizza cutter is good for cutting up other things other than pizza. So for example, I have a tortilla here. If I want to cut it into little triangles, or if I'm making a quesadilla and I want to cut it up, the pizza cutter is perfect for it. See that nice clean cut? Cut it right in half. I'm going to cut it more. Now I have quarters. I'm going to cut it even more because the pizza cutter is great for cutting things up. Now I have perfect little slices. Ooh, I remember another tool I wanted to show you from last time. Do you remember this one? A silicone pastry brush. This is good for putting things on something. So I brought a little butter here, and I can butter my tortilla like this. See, it coats it very nicely with butter. Pastry brush. It's great for baking and putting sauce on something you're cooking. Like last night we ate ribs. My husband grilled barbecue ribs, and he used the pastry brush, dipped it in barbecue sauce, and put it on top of the ribs while they were cooking on the grill. Pastry brush. All right, another tool we talked about last time is a can opener. And I brought a can to show you how to use it. Here's a can of SpaghettiOs soup that my daughters like to eat. I'm gonna open it to hook it onto the can. The blade right here is gonna go into the can. So when I press it down, when I squeeze, it's gonna make it go in. Did you hear that sound? That means the blade went in. Now I'm going to turn this handle, and it's going to make the blade move around the can. I did it! I opened the can with my can opener. A couple more things we talked about last time are measuring cups for measuring, and our measuring spoons, also for measuring. So when you're cooking something, say I'm making pancakes, I measure a cup of flour, I measure certain amounts of baking soda with my spoons. So when you're baking and following a recipe, these are really essential items to have. And one more thing we talked about is a colander. Do you remember the colander? The colander is for draining liquid or for washing things inside and the water comes out. Colander. All right, I had fun talking with you. I'll see you again next time. Goodbye.